Alibaba certainly at the forefront. The CEO saying the pursuit of artificial intelligence is now artificial general intelligence is now their primary objective. This seems to be the kind of thing that really boosts Chinese stocks right now, the tech theme. Does it endure?
On a longer-term basis, absolutely. You know, Anna, that I think Hong Kong stocks in particular, more so than mainland stocks, is probably the most obvious stock market for 2025. It was deeply discounted, and the macro story is extremely good, and it's being helped all the time by what's happening both from the US administration, but also in terms of the AI, the narrative changing on AI. However, in the very short term, this is getting pretty frothy, and I would say that, you know, at some point in maybe next week, we maybe see some sort of consolidation at some point. It's not going to go in a straight line forever. We've seen incredible gains recently. But overall, this is a market which is just getting to be slightly discounted from deeply discounted. And therefore, it is not an expensive stock market, unlike, for example, US stocks, which remain extremely expensive.
Mark, if we could say in Asia, we've had the yen swinging around the 150 mark off the BOJ bets, but also these comments from Governor Ueda. Does the slide last?
Look, I am bearish the dollar for 2025, as you know, Lizzie, and therefore I think dollar yen does go down. I am someone who is always structurally a little bit cynical about sustained yen appreciation, but it is one of the preferred macro avenues for playing it. So even though I'm a little bit cynical that yen strength can sustain on its own, I actually think that dollar yen is going to be one of the best ways to express dollar weakness over the coming weeks, just because the macro market is dying to play the short dollar yen trade. And even though Ueda keeps on kind of contradicting himself in the guidance, I don't think that really matters the margin. What matters here is people see the BOJ as ultimately normalizing, while the narrative on the dollar is changing, and therefore dollar yen has plenty of downside in the short term.
Yeah, interesting post from one of our colleagues on the Markets Live blog then, that you run, of course, Mark, just this morning on that very subject, saying that the way that the other currencies are responding to what we've seen in dollar yen, the pop higher in dollar yen, suggests that FX traders are sticking with their views that more dollar weakness lies ahead. Do you see the market then coming round increasingly to that view?
They're starting to at the margin, but I mean, I think that's just very much short-term traders, and the short-term price action, we've seen a bit of that. The narrative of the past week or so is that while dollar has been retreating, everyone has been kept on highlighting the next chance for dollar to bounce again. Some of those reasons have been quite valid, but I'm a little bit worried about how consensus they are. The most immediate one is everyone is pointing to the German election this weekend and how that's likely to derail the euro-dollar bounce. And I actually think that euro-dollar is asymmetrically set up to reach higher levels. I asked someone yesterday, you know, when dollar's at 104.30, whether euro-dollar would reach 106 first or 103 first, and they laughed. 106th. They thought it was outrageous, and therefore I think we continue to have topside because it's the bit that no one in the market really wants.